Today, we're tearing down an absolute giant of the internet, a platform that built an entire empire on, well, live, unscripted chaos. Let's talk about Twitch.
Think about this for a second. At any given moment, right now, there are over 2 million people watching Twitch. And every single month, that number balloons to over 240 million. By pretty much every metric of engagement you can think of, Twitch is the undisputed king of live streaming.
So if they're the king, why does it feel like the kingdom is kind of crumbling? Well, it's because beneath the surface of this massive empire, there are some deep structural cracks. And you better believe competitors are exploiting them, waging a two-front war that really threatens to bring the whole thing down.
All right, so let's get into it. To really get a handle on Twitch's crisis today, we have to go back. We have to understand its past. See, this digital kingdom, it wasn't built on some grand master plan. No way. It was basically born from a bunch of chaotic experiments, a few near disasters, and one brilliant, desperate pivot. It all kicked off back in 2007 with a site called Justin.tv. And the whole idea was, well, the founder, Justin Kan, literally strapped a camera to his head and broadcast his life, 24/7. Yeah. Once that novelty wore off, they pivoted. They made it an open platform for anyone to stream. And the result? Absolute chaos. The site was just flooded with pirated sports, movies, you name it. They were facing a storm of lawsuits that almost sank the entire company. Now, the aha moment here, it wasn't some stroke of creative genius. Not at all. It was a purely data-driven move for survival. See, buried in all that chaos on their open platform, the team noticed one category, just one, that was not only exploding in popularity, but was also, legally safe. Gaming. So they spun it off, and boom, Twitch was born. They didn't invent live streaming, not by a long shot. They just found the one community that was absolutely desperate for a home. And that's where things really took off. After Amazon swooped in and acquired them, Twitch used that first mover advantage to build this incredibly powerful business model and a really formidable moat. But here's the twist. That very success is what created the core problem they're staring down today. Their business model is, well, it's pretty unique. See, unlike platforms that are just all about ads, a full 2/3 of Twitch's revenue comes directly from viewers. We're talking subscriptions and a virtual currency they call bits. The entire platform is literally built on that financial bond between a creator and their community. So how do they protect this kingdom? Well, their primary defense is a classic case of network effects, a really powerful virtuous cycle. Think about it. More viewers means a bigger potential audience for creators. That attracts the best talent. More creators means more amazing content, which, you guessed it, pulls in even more viewers. It's this powerful force that makes it incredibly difficult for any new competitor to even get a foot in the door. But here's the paradox at the heart of it all. While the platform itself is thriving, a huge portion of its creators are struggling. The system has created this thing called the squeezed middle. We're talking about all those aspiring full-time streamers, the real lifeblood of the platform, who find it next to impossible to actually build a sustainable career. And a huge reason for that squeeze? It comes down to the money. Twitch's standard 50-50 revenue split on subscriptions, it's one of the worst in the entire industry. And look, this isn't just a point of frustration for creators. It's a massive strategic vulnerability that competitors are now ruthlessly, and I mean ruthlessly, exploiting. And what's the result of that? Well, Twitch is now fighting a two-front war. On one side, you've got YouTube coming at them with superior technology and, crucially, better discovery for new creators. And on the other side, you've got Kick waging a purely economic war with its absolutely insane 95-5 split. Twitch is caught right in the middle, and you can see its market share is slowly getting eaten away. So, the million-dollar question. How does Twitch fight back? The answer probably isn't just, being a slightly better content platform. It might be to become something completely new, to become a creator operating system. Okay, so this is the core thesis right here. Twitch's future isn't about being the place where viewers watch. It's about becoming the indispensable, all-in-one hub where creators manage their entire digital business. You make yourself so essential that the very thought of leaving for another platform feels inefficient, painful, maybe even impossible. And this whole strategy is built on 3 main pillars. First up, give creators true ownership and autonomy over their brand and their money.
Second, give them a business in a box to make their workflow way simpler. And third, and this is a big one, fix the single biggest product failure on the platform: discovery.
Okay, so let's start with that workflow problem. I mean, just imagine being a professional streamer right now. You have to juggle like a dozen different apps just to manage your business. You've got one for analytics, another for sponsorships, another for managing your community. It's this complex, time-consuming mess that just leads to total burnout. So the solution is a unified creator studio. Just picture this. One single dashboard where a streamer can see all their analytics from Twitch, from YouTube, from TikTok, all in one place, where they can manage brand deals through a built-in marketplace and even use a simple CRM to really understand who's in their core community. It basically becomes the central nervous system for their entire career. All right, next up, the money problem. That rigid 50-50 split, it just feels punitive, totally inflexible. And what does it do? It forces creators to go build their real monetization strategy on other platforms like Patreon. And that means precious value is just constantly leaking out of the Twitch ecosystem. This is where Subscriptions 2.0 comes in. It fixes this by giving creators ownership, plain and simple. First, you scrap that old 50-50 model and replace it with a competitive 70-30 baseline. Then, you let creators design fully custom membership tiers, just like they can on Patreon. And finally, you consolidate all of their earnings into a single, easy-to-manage creator wallet. And that brings us to the biggest problem of all: discovery. You know, people call Twitch's discovery a black hole for a reason. Its main tool is basically just a directory sorted by who's already the most popular. This creates this vicious feedback loop where the rich get richer and all these talented new creators just get buried. It makes growth feel completely impossible. So what's the solution? It could be something like a pulse feed. Imagine a TikTok-style, swipeable feed of clips, but it's driven by an algorithm that prioritizes engagement over just raw popularity. The whole point is to unearth those hidden gems and give that creator middle class a real path to growth. It could seamlessly turn a viewer watching a cool clip into a live viewer in that person's stream. So what does this transformation actually look like in practice? Let's lay out a potential roadmap for building this creator OS. This is a multi-year effort for sure, so here's one way a 3-year plan could go. Okay, so year 1 is all about fixing the foundation. You launch Subscriptions 2.0 in the creator wallet, and you solve the money problem day 1. Year 2 is all about intelligence. You roll out that Pulse discovery feed and start integrating smart AI tools. And then year 3, you start looking to the future, exploring cool immersive tech like AR overlays. But let's be crystal clear, this pivot is not easy, not by a long shot. It really all hinges on 2 massive, high-risk, high-reward bets. Subscriptions 2.0 carries a huge financial risk. I mean, it would immediately cut into Twitch's revenue. And the Pulse feed? That requires an absolutely immense technical and data science investment to even dream of competing with the recommendation engines built by giants like Google and ByteDance. And all of this brings us to the final question. Twitch is at a massive crossroads. It can keep going down its current path, just slowly being chipped away by more innovative and more creator-friendly competitors, or it can make a bold, really risky pivot to become a truly indispensable partner for creators. The choice they make is going to determine the entire future of live streaming. So, what do you think they should do? Let us know down in the comments.